Let's see. Yeah, soda. Great stuff. Sunny D. Ooh! Dead Space 2. All right. Ah yes, Dead Space 2. I don't know, this game, God, where do I want to start? Okay, this game I was really on the fence to even buy it because I had a really just poor experience with the first game. And when I played the first game, I really hadn't played a lot of like the third-person games like that, aside from like Grand Theft Auto, really. But the way that you control Isaac, and it was just really awkward to me, and I just thought it was really, really terrible, and just not, how do I want to put it? It was difficult for me to try to, you know, run around and even just move. I remember I kind of rage quitted a few times, actually, just because it was just so awkward to try and move around and avoid the necromorphs and everything. But I was optimistic, and when the second game was announced, I went and pre-ordered it, and I got the collector's edition, just because I don't buy a lot of collector's editions. I usually don't like to spend the extra money just for a bunch of extra junk when I usually just play the game, beat it, and then go trade it back in, which is another point I will get to in a second. But I got the collector's edition, and it came with a lot of questionable stuff. I mean, it was only $20 extra, but it came with a replica plasma cutter, which is like a Burger King kids meal toy. It's so cheap looking, and it's small as hell, and I was really disappointed with it. I even put batteries in it, you know, and it's just, I don't know why they shipped it the way they did. I mean, it could have been so much better. They could have had a stand as well, you know, to actually put it up and, you know, kind of show off like well, kind of like the mask from Splatterhouse. But anyways, it came with a lithograph, which I guess looking at the box, which was another fact, I was when I went to GameStop to pick it up, the clerk put the box on the counter, and I kind of had to laugh because I was thinking, wait a minute, there's a gun inside of this. But yeah, I wasn't expecting the lithograph to be too fantastic, and it really not. It looks just kind of like looks like a Halloween postcard or whatever. Nothing really special there. The soundtrack is really the meat of the collector's edition. The soundtrack is really cool, and a lot of times, you know, when you play games, you know, you just want to hear that music or whatever, and you don't want to actually always have to be playing a game just to hear that music. So it's nice to have it on a disc. And because I'm also known to blast my Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger soundtracks in my car like a true nerd. Okay, and then also I wanted to talk a little bit about this because I hadn't really heard about this, or I didn't know what was going on with this. But the online pass that came with Dead Space 2 is, I guess, it's a mandatory code you have to enter to be able to play the game online, which I don't know how it's going to work. I really haven't read too much into it, because I was thinking, you know, if I beat this game and I want to just, you know, I'm not going to play it again, so I'm going to sell it back to GameStop, even if I put the online pass back in the case and sell it with the game, is the person who buys my used copy going to be able to use that code? I would think no. The point of it is for people renting these games not to be able to go online or something. I mean, because seriously, if I bought a used game and I couldn't go online with it, I would be pissed. and I think that's what's going to happen here. I don't know. I'm not really sure. If anyone else knows, let me know, because I'd like to know if it's, I wouldn't feel right selling this game back to GameStop and then someone goes and buys it and they can't even go online with it because I have used my online pass. I would just kind of feel like I took the online experience away, and the online experience in Dead Space 2 is really good. The multiplayer is really, really fun, and so if I would buy this game used and not be able to do that online multiplayer just because some other jackoff had done the online pass, I would be very angry. So that's either going to really hinder or possibly help the gaming industry. Like I said, I'm not sure if you just have to have that code and anyone who puts it in can play it, or if it's a one-time use only. I don't know. Okay, moving on. Like I was saying earlier about the first game, when I put in Dead Space 2 and started playing it, when you first pop up in a straitjacket, I was thinking, oh fuck, because really I had a lot of problems in the first game, not even being able to make it like 15 minutes without dying, and I was thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna end up fucking dying my ass off, not even gonna be able to enjoy the game, but it wasn't too bad. After I kind of figured out how to run and everything and control Isaac, it wasn't really too bad. I actually, through the progression of the game, I really started to get used to the controls a lot more and enjoy it. It's been a long time since I played the first game, but it seemed about like the same control scheme. I mean, I know it's the same. He kind of walks really. It's just really weird how he walks. I mean, in any other third-person game, I don't even think Mass Effect 2 is that weird. It just seems awkward the way he kind of sidesteps. I mean, it's hard to explain unless you really play it, but it just feels awkward controlling him. Like it doesn't feel like you can run straight forward, And maybe that's a plan that they had. Maybe they don't want you to feel like you can automatically just easily run a straight direction away from the necromorphs. Maybe they want you to kind of fumble into them. I'm not sure, but I really shot down the first game for the controls, but after playing the second one, they're not so bad. So I haven't actually beat the game yet. Pretty busy, and it's a 2-disc game on the Xbox, so I'm not really even sure how long it is, but everything seems to be pretty cool with this game. It looks really great. It sounds really great. This is one of those games where people think, it's going to be scary to play. Like you wouldn't want to step around that corner because you don't know what's hiding there waiting for you. But really, the only times I ever actually jumped is a couple of times with the. It's like cheap. It's like a cheap jump thing, There's one time where you're walking by a bunch of TV screens and all of a sudden they just kick on and really, really loud in the speakers, and I have surround sound. Like white noise just blares, and I jumped at that just because I wasn't ready for a loud noise, so that was really it. The flight is really cool in the game. I really enjoy that aspect of it. It's actually a lot easier to control when you're flying than it is when you're fucking walking. But all in all, it's a really enjoyable game. I'm kind of getting more into the third-person shooters. I've always been more into platformers and RPGs than third-person shooters or first-person, but I'm starting to get into them, and I really enjoy Dead Space 2 a lot. And I think anybody who's questioning it who hasn't played the game yet, I think you should play it because it's just it's a really fun environment. The online multiplayer is really, really fun, and it's worth the money. I wouldn't suggest buying the collector's edition. I would not even go there unless you really want the soundtrack. I mean, if you want to eBay this just for the soundtrack, then go for it. The soundtrack is the only thing that's worth anything in the collector's edition. So if you want to pay an extra $20 just for a soundtrack, then by all means go for it. But I think really, if you want to pick up just the game alone, brand new or used, I think it'd be a good buy. I'm gonna give this game. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. I'll give it an 8.5. It's a lot of fun. There's a little bit with the controls. I just think it could be a lot easier to move around in the game and stuff. It just seems really awkward to get around, and all the cheap jumps, in the game. It's just really, really, you just put that in there to make me jump. So that's my long-winded opinion. 8.5 out of 10. Don't miss this game because it's a lot of fun.